Hi everyone, I'm really sorry that I haven't uploaded anything in a while. I'm going to talk about my feelings concerning the recent Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Overall, Star Wars The Force Awakens is a very entertaining movie, because I want to say that it is first and foremost a movie, first and foremost it is a product, but it is a very satisfying product. It fills most of the desires that you would want out of a typical Star Wars film, but then again it is almost too safe in its execution. A criticism most people have already stated, but I want to reiterate it because it's quite obvious, is that Star Wars The Force Awakens is very much a very step-by-step rewrite of A New Hope sort of story beats. But I think that's sort of just a safe decision that they had to make. I wasn't that disturbed by it. Hopefully the other two films become a bit more complicated or a bit more new. However, I think that it did impede a bit on the movie as a whole. I could understand a couple of things that were similar, but it was pretty bad at times. I felt that they could do a lot, at least a tiny bit new in terms of how the story develops, but instead it's sort of just a safe rehash. I can't really criticize them that harshly, but I think it is a point that needs to be mentioned, in that we can't keep making safe decisions, because it does feel different, because JJ sort of breathes this really weird, lively vibe to it that's devoid from other Star Wars films, especially the prequels. This is the Star Wars with the most consistent humor. It's really, one, the best comedy I've seen all year, and two, yeah, just really funny at times, and really tongue-in-cheek. I think it's very self-aware, but then again it's also realistic in its shooting. As for new characters, because I think that's really where the focus has to be, because they're gonna have to carry another two films, especially Rey, who I liked for the most part. I think there were a lot of conveniences to do with her character, but I think Daisy really did a great job. As for Finn, I thought his character was mostly not worth it. He felt like a comic relief character, but also trying to give him a story. There really wasn't much point for him to be a defecting stormtrooper with the First Order. You can't have the best of both worlds, where he's a comic relief character, but also a good guy, and these conflicts and these... Poe Dameron was really fun. Probably not enough of him. Hopefully we get to see more of him in the later films. But yeah, the other thing is, was there a point to having the old people in? Obviously there has to be. Harrison Ford did alright. There were moments where he looked like he was invested, but there were also moments where he really didn't. And that's to be expected. He's been doing it for so long. And the scenes between him and Carrie Fisher were a bit stilted, but still acceptable. But overall, I didn't have that many problems with it. Well, I had a lot of small problems with it, but not enough to take me out of the enjoyment or take me out of the experience. So I'd highly recommend this for anyone who's a fan of Star Wars. Obviously, it's a very fun time out. It's a very satisfying movie. It's a diversion from the prequels that's thoroughly needed, and hopefully it can create a new wave of popularity for Star Wars. I think it's an opportunity for creativity, because it is this really wacky world. There were instances where there was creativity, like the cantina scene-ish, and the really weird lightsaber scene where the vision. Ultimately, I think it's a series that creates massive amounts of potential for creativity. While I think that this film doesn't completely take advantage of that potential, I think that it's definitely a great first step in hopefully many films to come.